Nothing scary on Halloween than a WWE pay-per-view in Saudi Arabia. I'm Chris Wolvie, the wrestling blogger who always tells it like it is. Yeah, I decided to delay this column, seeing as how the pay-per-view was on a Thursday. I'll have one on Sunday as usual. The rankings are up to before Monday Night Raw, though. Well, it's mid-autumn, which means it's time for another trip to the Middle East to pick up a king's check and give a half-assed pay-per-view. I swear, ever since Greatest Royal Rumble, things have been going downhill for the WWE's Arabian Nights. I mean, last year was that King of the Ring that wasn't King of the Ring, and last June, Goldberg went out like a bitch to The Undertaker. Oh, and that awful 51-man Battle Royal didn't help matters either. Ugh. But you know, after Hell in a Cell, things couldn't possibly be worse, right? I mean, oh sure, the winner of said Battle Royal will face the Swiss Super Pusher. The Tag Team Turmoil match will be ugly as hell. And having the US champ face off against the winner of a Battle Royal from earlier smacks of Kane trouncing Chavo Guerrero at WrestleMania 24. But we have an interesting Universal title match that could get bloodier than al-Baghdadi's skull. A fight between two former UFC fighters for the WWE title. A quasi-decent 10-man tag with old wrestlers and mentors. And, just announced, they're finally letting women fight! So that's gotta be better. I hope. Anyway, here are my official, unofficial, official predictions for the Halloween Havoc that is Crown Jewel 2019. Let's start with the 20-man Battle Royal. Winner gets U.S. title match later on. Looking over the field, not too many of them deserve a title shot. Some. Sheldon Benjamin, Akira Tozawa, Andrade, Cedric Alexander, maybe even Mojo Rawley on the outside chance. The rest, not really. They've either been slumming it on main event or just now starting to show their faces on Raw. Now, if I had to pick, I'll go with Humberto Carrillo. After his match with Styles on Raw, I can see that feud continuing. But, no matter who wins that match, they have zero chance of taking the United States Championship from AJ Styles. Just ask the OC. As long as they're at ringside, no one can take the title from AJ because, well, let's face it, they're not too shy about getting DQ'd to retain the belt. I'm going to pick AJ Styles to win by pinfall, though. And if it's Carrillo he faces, maybe even submission like last time. First ever women's division match in Saudi Arabia. Natalya versus Lacey Evans. I'm guessing that the two women will have to dress from neck to ankle in something not too provocative, with only their heads and hands exposed. Well, it's progress, granted. And Natty and Lacey have had a long history together, despite them being tag partners a few weeks ago. Now, I'm not sure if a finishing move like the woman's right will be popular with the Saudi males, but it should be enough to even the score between these two at 5-5. Lacey Evans wins. Masoon versus Cesaro. Until Sheamus gets over his concussion and reforms the bar, Cesaro has no other place in the WWE other than pusher. He pushed Aleister Black by letting Black beat him at Extreme Rules. He's been pushing Cedric Alexander, Rey Mysterio, and Ricochet recently on Raw and Main Event. And now he's going to push the lone local boy on the card so that 60,000 of his countrymen can make him feel like a sultan. No two ways about it. Cesaro will put on a clinic, but Mansoor will get the victory. Braun Strowman versus Tyson Fury. You'd probably have to go back to Andre the Giant versus Muhammad Ali to have a less predictable boxer versus wrestler match. I don't even know why the former nearly undisputed heavyweight champion is even allowed to fight in a wrestling ring. Wouldn't his boxing contract state otherwise? Look, Strowman's tough. He's vicious. He is a monster among men. Perfect for Halloween. But I have seen so many boxer versus wrestler matches to know that somehow, some way, Fury will beat Strowman. And the two will then shake hands and head out for some mutabal or something. Winner is Tyson Fury by KO. Tag team turmoil match. This is going to be difficult to predict. Much like Royal Rumble's turmoil and gauntlet matches are hard to predict because it mostly depends on the luck of the draw. You draw first, you have to beat 8 fresh teams in a row to win. Draw number 9, and you need only beat 1. But I can tell that just like the most Rumbles these days, those who are not worthy will go first and get beaten up by the more advanced teams. Being that's the case, I'm going to pick the Revival to be the best tag team in the world because a title like that needs a heel team to wield it. So I'm going to say the Revival wins. Falls Count Anywhere match for the Universal title. Seth Rollins defends against The Fiend, Bray Wyatt. This match was ruined as soon as The Fiend was drafted to SmackDown. With the wild card rule finally outdated, there is no chance in heaven, purgatory, or the Firefly Funhouse that Rollins is losing his title. Not to say it won't be an entertaining match, mind you. You get two men bent on the total destruction of each other, and you have a match truly made in hell. And remember, the refs and officials cannot stop the match for any reason, except probably death. So they will christen the King Fahd International Stadium with blood and fire, I'm sure. And in the end, Seth Rollins adds Fiend Slayer to his list of honorifics. WWE Championship match, Brock Lesnar versus Cain Velasquez. Okay, is it just me, or did we already have one too many UFC stars in the WWE? You mean to tell me that no one on the SmackDown roster can beat Brock Lesnar credibly? They had to drag in the only man to beat Lesnar for the UFC title to do the job? I'm actually torn on this one. While I think that A, Brock having a title and holding it hostage is never a good thing, and B, Kane beating the snot out of Brock again would be a sight to behold, I can't help but wonder if Velasquez won't do the exact same thing with the title should he win it. Plus, I think first match champions are strictly overrated. Cain Velasquez will win, but by disqualification when Brock refuses to listen to the ref and stop trying to make Velasquez bleed. Finally, Team Hogan versus Team Flair. Truth be told, I'd have preferred if Hogan and Flair just had one more match against each other and skated off into obscurity. Well, more Hogan than Flair, actually. But in any case, these are two pretty solid teams, no doubt. Veterans and newcomers, power and speed, don't give an Fs and give far too many Fs. Not that this is main event material, but kind of reminds me of the old school Survivor Series matches. So let's see. Rusev and Lashley will be too busy eyeing each other to be of any help. Same with King Corbin and Shorty G. Ugh. Ali is still trying to make a name for himself and is likely fodder for Nakamura. McIntyre is McIntyre and Ricochet is Ricochet, which leaves the captains, Reigns and Orton. Last time they saw each other outside of a Royal Rumble, they were on the same side against what was left of the Wyatt family. Last time they were one-on-one turned out to be into a no contest. But I'm sure Vince wants to show the Saudis that the non-morally ambiguous red, white, and blue can beat all villains, so I'm going to give it to Team Hogan. Those are my picks, and I hope they don't suck. I'm Chris Wolvie, the wrestling blogger who always tells it like it is. See ya.